Hi friends, I would say congratulations if you've actually been following this tutorial class from the first lesson to this present one. The reason is because I'm confident that you can write some programs on your own now without having to cram programming language. You see, those people still involved in cramming programming language, for me, I believe they are not being fair to the world of programming, because programming should be something that flows from within. It should be something you do easily. It should be a lifestyle, as long as you obey by the rules and regulation of the particular program you're working on. It's not difficult, just abide by the rules. Okay, and in this lesson we'll be writing a program, and the question I have here is: write a program to accept your name and matric number as input and print it out. Now, when you see any question on programming, the first thing that strikes your mind should be, what am I looking for? What is the solution? There's a problem, okay? Yes, but what is the solution to the problem? What am I asked to output? So when you know the answer to that, then you can begin to think, if this should be my output, then what inputs do I need to actually have this output? Because programming is all about manipulation. You try to manipulate things to get your desired output. Okay, so from this question now, I know the problem is they want us to write a program, yes, that would accept the name from the user and the matric number and then output it. Okay, so the solution they want here is the output of the name and the matric number. So that brings you to the question, then what is the input? The answer is simple. The input is just accepting the name of the user and the matric number. And so let us manipulate things out now. Okay, right, you remember I said if you want to write a code that can be used outside this application, you need to go to File and New Window. Now this is where we would write our code. Okay, let me make it a bit bigger. Alright, so let's start by declaring our variables. When I say declare, I don't mean declaring it either explicitly or implicitly like in other applications. Remember, Python is dynamically typed. So I'll just write my x equals raw input. Oh, there's a mistake here. Raw input. I know you'll be wondering why I'm using raw input. The reason is because if I use input alone, Python assumes I'm dealing with figures, but here I want to deal with strings because we're talking about the name of an individual and the matric number. So enter your first name, please. Let's put please to be like a gentleman. Okay, then you can stylize it by putting your column 2. So enter your first name, please. And pardon me, I would like to copy this because I wouldn't like typing it over again. Okay, then I want to declare another variable, say y equals raw. I'm supposed to have a raw input. Okay, v. Alright, enter your second name, or let's say last name. Okay, enter your last name. Okay, enter your last name, please. And then we need to store in for the matric number 2. Say raw input matric number here. Enter your matric number. Wow. Enter your matric number, please. Okay, so we've settled the aspect of our input. Now we need to manipulate it to get an output. In this case, we don't really have much manipulations to do, but just to try and stylize the way we would print out our output for the user. And so we're making use of the print word, the print statement. So print, okay, welcome. This is a choice. I just want to make it look interesting. Backslash n. This backslash, what it does is it tells Python, when you print this, move to the next line. That's just the simple meaning of it. That's just how I can explain it, but you would see it now when we are done with our programming. Okay, so after welcome, what else do you want to print? I think I should print the name, but first let me put another space so that our output would not look rough. Okay, then the name now. Name capital. So I guess you know the next thing to do. Just put your X, Y. That is the first name, which is X, and the last name of the individual, which is Y, will now be printed. Okay, so let's go to the next line and print. This is another way to print in the next line if you don't want to use the backslash and n. So can I have my matric number now? Say matric number. And then Z, because we used Z as the variable to store in the matric number. And so we are done with our programming, but I wouldn't stop it this way. I wouldn't end the programming this way, because if you remember, I told you something about writing a program, and when you want to run the program window runs out on you immediately after running the code. So in order to avoid that, I always advise people to make use of this raw input. Please press enter. Okay, so that when your application is being run by the user, it won't go off. It has to wait and execute the program, and then wait for the user to punch the enter button on your keypad. Okay, so that's why I always do this. Okay, alright, we're done. So let's save. And then give it a name. Oh, our work. I think I would like to save this on the desktop. Save. So you can either run from here, but I don't want us to run from here. I want us to run from the desktop. Is that okay? So exit, and then here is the desktop. Where is our program? Our work. This is our program here. Open with. Should open with Python. Okay. So here is it. Enter your first name. Samson. Enter your last name, please. Akinshola. Okay. Enter your matric number, please. Say AGP 05 12. Alright. Here is it. This is our result. Welcome. Name Akinshola Samson, matric number this. And then press enter. At the beginning we didn't put the statement. Once the program runs this, the window will go off immediately. But because of this statement, this window has been sustained. So once I punch enter now, the window goes off. So that's it. So friends, this is where we would call it a day for this lesson. See you in the next lesson.